Going to do what? And in the course of about 5 minutes, she's got a catheter inserted, there's some tapes and some sensors. Like, you know, I meet someone in a restaurant, I have some idea what to say. If I bump into you in my car, I think I would have some response. I don't know how to socially interact in this situation. I just don't know what to say. So I kind of do what you always do. It's like you talk about the machines, you say, what does this do, what does that do? She's very courteous. There's nothing sensual or weird about this. This is just part of medical procedure, right? Just one of those things. Just one more person on the list. Okay. So we complete that, and then things kind of flow out. And then part of the process is to reinsert 850 milliliters of joy. It has to flow back in. Well, okay, as a man, this is new, right? What? And there's a lull in the conversation. And we've been talking a little bit of banter, and then this is quiet. I mean, it takes about 5 or 10 minutes. And so she turns to me and she says, very simple question, so, what kind of work do you do? I really hope we're going to avoid the whole vocational kind of thing. I just wasn't really going there, right? It's like, well, it's probably a little awkward to tell you right now, but I'm actually a Catholic priest. She said, oh, I'm surprised. Apparently the first one that day. I don't know. It's just a novelty in the job. And she identifies as a Christmas Catholic. Do we know what a Christmas Catholic is? Yeah. She said, yeah, I'm Catholic, and I usually want to go to church at Christmas time. And she starts telling me this story. This actually had occurred early in the new year. It was like end of January, beginning of February. And she'd just been recently to this mass. And the local parish that she had gone to was taking a bit of a more assertive stand. So they opened up their doors, they welcomed a lot of people that they don't see normally, and the priest got up before Mass and just kind of encouraged them, if you're going to say it that way. And I really think he did. He's really encouraging. Why don't you take an alpha course? Why don't you get more involved? You know, we'd really like to have you back here. He was kind of pushing a bit. And it kind of, for her, had broken the contract. You know, it was like, okay, I'm going to show up once a year. You're not going to say too much. I'll put some money in the plate and we'll call it even. So that had been the established thing. That was just part of her Christmas routine. And he was breaking that, and she didn't really like it. It made her a little uncomfortable, and she was a little, like her kids were with her, and I don't know if I really like this, or what's the deal here? What's changed? You changed the relationship. Now, I gotta be honest with you. I've never been married, okay? And I've, you know, maybe way back before the war, I dated once or twice, and I have a sister, and so I know a little bit about women. I work with women. I know this much. This was the wrong time for me to pick a fight. Her professional demeanor and my physical well-being are linked in a way that I never knew possible, right? This is not the time to kind of get angry or go after her or kind of, so I listened. Maybe in a position of somewhat of humility. I just listened to her side of the story. And after I listened to her, I just kind of gently responded and said, well, I hear what you're saying, and I'm sorry that wasn't a good experience for you, but if everyone did what you do, there won't be a church. One of these Christmases, you're going to show up, and it's going to be the St. Mary's Memorial Library. Like, we can't run this one day a year. It has to be more. Now, maybe there's better ways to engage in that, but does that make sense to you? And she said, yeah, it does make sense. I guess you're right. Did you do something like that? I said, no, actually what we did is we had the Eccclc book. And I described it to her. This young man, this is years ago, but Rediscovering Catholicism, if you read that one. That's the one that we handed out. We said, we have this book, and it's pretty simple, it's easy to read, and we just gave it to everybody, free of charge. And hoped that they would read it and maybe come to that conclusion in their own time. So that made sense there. So we finished up what we were doing. We parted friends, thankfully. And I went out into the waiting room, because there was another little bit of joy I had to do after that. And I was there maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and she came out into the waiting room. And she had a pad of paper and a pen, and she asked me, what was the name of that book? And I wrote it down for her. And then she took that away with her. Now, where did that go? I have no idea. But as I describe it to you, that was the cleanest little piece of evangelization I did all year. It's probably in my top 5 of moments when the gospel was proclaimed, a response was given, and a certain effectiveness took place. Do you see the irony of this? If you were to ask me my effectiveness as an evangelist, I would tell you about my preaching or my liturgical prowess. You haven't really seen that yet, it's not that great. I would imagine me telling people stories or maybe being on radio or television. But one of my best moments of evangelization occurred during a catheter insertion. And if God can use that to proclaim the gospel, how serious do I have to take myself? Like, this is kind of funny, isn't it? Now, I hope you never have to do the flow test. I really hope you never do. But my guess is that in your daily life, there are moments like this. There are elevator rides. There are moments at lunch. There are commutes that you make to work each day. There are student gatherings, or there are going to be topical issues that are in the news that give you an opportunity to proclaim the gospel. Now, if you assertively try to go out and do that yourself, it often is difficult and can fail, and sometimes blow up in your face and maybe make it worse. But if you're passive and open to the Holy Spirit, if you've done your prayer each morning and you've asked God to be a part of your day and you've given Him permission to work with your life, and then you're kind of again intentional in how you're doing this, you'd be surprised how many times this little thing will pop up. A conversation will begin, a relationship will be presented, an opportunity will open. And then you've got that moment, and you've got that choice. I can just stay quiet, or I can ask the question, well, what do you mean by that? How's your life working? Are you interested in more? Remember we talked about last night at the beginning of the adoration, like you try to assess, is someone just mildly curious? Are they asking questions? Are they interested in for someone else, or are they actually ready to receive a clear message of God's faith for them? I mean, you have to be a little intelligent about this and say, okay, where's this question coming from? But that you can be part of the response. There's a really interesting, CCO does this one too. They talk about making disciples. It's a math thing, and I'm sure there's much more gifted people learning math than I am, but basically 1,000 converts a day. It sounds like a lot, doesn't it? 365,000 a year. That's a lot. Even as a universal church, that would be difficult. But if we made that our goal and we worked really hard at it, somewhere out there, I think it takes about 30 or 40 years, you'd have 30 million converts. Let's go, woo. It's the population of Canada. And when I presented that way, I said, that's our goal. Next year we'll have 1,000 campers. Don't know where we're going to put them, but we'll have 1,000 campers. We get all excited and support everything into that. And that's often how we respond. But CCO does something interesting. They turn it and say, well, okay, let's try something different. Let's work with one person. One person. Not 1,000 a day. One person. In the course of a whole year, your job, your task, your vision, your mission, your vocation is to find that one person and disciple them to the point that at the end of the year, they could disciple somebody else. Does that sound a little more doable? So at the end of the year, we don't have 365,000. We have 2 people. The entire group could fit on a motorcycle. And even the year after that, we'd only have 4 that fit in my Honda. And the year after that, we'd only have 8. 8 people. We're 4 years into this, and we have 8 people. A minivan. 16, a small bus. But anyone who does math knows where this is going. a certain point, it explodes exponentially. In the same course of time, that same 30 years, rather than 30 million, I guess slightly more than that, maybe 35 or 40 years, it's 9 billion. The entire population of the world could be evangelized, and then some, in one lifetime, by simply taking one person at a time and investing in them. Steubenville in Ohio has started this. They call it the buddy system, and quads, 4 at a time. You start small little faith groups of 4, with the intentionality that at the end of the year, all 4 of those people go into another group of 4, and keep going, and keep going, and keep going. Now, it's not a perfect system. And I'm not guaranteeing that math is one thing, reality is another. But the concept is this. By taking what you've learned and experienced in these last 2 days and apply it in your life, you create an opportunity that others who were not here can experience the gospel. It's a strange notion that the church exists primarily for the benefit of those who are not part of it. That's weird, isn't it? Let me try that again. It exists primarily for the benefit of those who are not a part of it. That we come to celebrate our faith and to experience our faith so that we can give it away to someone else. Someone who wasn't able to make the sacrifice or wasn't even thinking about the sacrifice. Okay. But there was a time when that was me, and I got here. So who am I going to give it to next? It's not so much about us building up ourselves, it's ourselves giving it away to someone else. And to do that consistently in your life is the making of saints. It's really where